Hello everyone, RJ here, and I've got another Last Jedi explanation video. A few people have raised some complaints about the chase scene from The Last Jedi. The one that takes up 70% of the plot. And for such a large part of the movie to be inherently flawed would be bad. But don't worry, because it's not. And here's why. See, the biggest complaint I've heard about the chase scene is that, well, why didn't the First Order just send a ship in hyperspace ahead of the Resistance to intercept them? Well, like most of my theory videos, I've got a few answers for you today to get that question out of the way. The first one was put forth by Star Wars Explained in one of his Q&A videos, and don't worry, I'm not going to steal it or anything. I'm going to say it and then I'm going to add to it so it's not plagiarism or anything. And his idea was basically that it's possible that they did send a ship forward in hyperspace ahead of them, and they were just around the corner, but we didn't get to see them yet. Yeah, but why didn't they just jump shorter and then they ended up right in front of them, you might ask. Well, and this is where I start to add to his theory. We don't really know how hyperspace works. Okay, that's an understatement. We don't know the limitations of hyperspace travel in the Star Wars universe. That's better. If you read any of the old Legends Thrawn trilogy, you might recognize the term microjump. It's when you do a quick and precise jump in hyperspace that moves you forward only a little bit, but extremely quickly. Thrawn used this to go behind enemy lines and attack them from behind. When he shows this technology to a smuggler, who's used to the hyperspace jumps that we're used to, the smuggler is awestruck by how quickly and precisely they managed to get their jump to be. And I'm pretty sure that the jump was closer to a minute than a few seconds. I'm not sure. I don't have the book with me, and either way the point still stands. Since that was a legend story, jumps of that precision and caliber just might simply be impossible to accomplish in the new canon. Alright, now for my other idea. It's also possible that when the Raddus was traveling to Crate, it was not traveling along a hyperspace lane. Now, we don't know where the Raddus ended up after its first jump away from Dakar, but we do know that they ended up on Crate after a lengthy sublight chase. Now, I'm pretty sure that Crate is here, and I know that Dakar is here. But I'm less sure about Crate. You see, Dakar is on the official canon map, but Crate isn't yet. But there's a free Star Wars Galaxy website, not affiliated, that shows it to be here. Which makes sense, but I can't confirm that's correct, because it also has Tython on it, so you never know. I'll put a link to that website in the description. You should go check that out. It's a pretty good website. A lot of time and effort went into it, and if you want, you can even support the guy who made it. But regardless, I'll continue. We have no idea where any of the hyperspace lanes are in relation to these two planets. There could be a lane that goes right through both of them, or they could have to go all the way around with several detours to get there due to there being, a black hole or an asteroid field or a nebula. Based on that, it's also entirely possible that from their second jump point to Crate, there is no hyperspace lane for the First Order to travel along. So they would be making a potentially destructive jump if they tried to use hyperspace to get ahead of them. Because, crashing in hyperspace isn't exactly a good idea. It's important to remember that Crate is an uninhabited planet with next to no space traffic, and since it is habitable and full of minerals that are probably good for something, for it to be so out of the way that even the Rebellion considered it as a possible base of operations, comparable to Hoth, means that it probably only has one or two hyperspace lanes that gets to it. Now, for simplicity's sake, let's just assume that this map is 100% canon and that the jump the Raddus makes to end up is here. There could easily just not be a hyperspace lane between these 2 points. The lane that goes to Crate could come from the entire opposite side of the planet, or solar system, I guess, since the planet would always be rotating around the star. So, in this case, the First Order would have no reason to send a ship that might get destroyed ahead of the Raddus to intercept it, if the First Order can even do that at all. Sublight chase is way safer and way more logical. Now, as to why they didn't just use their fastest fighters to take out the ship, that's pretty easy too. They would just end up wasting a lot of troops and ships doing so, especially since Mon Calamari cruisers are known for having pretty powerful shields. Trying to take those out with just fighters would be quite costly, so why not simply chase them? They can't escape, so why waste hundreds, potentially thousands of troops just to capture them a few hours or days sooner? Not exactly sure how long the chase was going on. It felt like a few hours in the movie, but I find it hard to believe that the Resistance, the legacy of the Rebellion, would have a day's worth of fuel on their flagship. That just seems short-sighted. Well, there it is. Hope you all liked the theory and that it added to your like of The Last Jedi or subtracted from your dislike of it. Be sure to do all the YouTube stuff on this video. Share it with your friends if you'll think they'll like it, and thanks for watching. Bye.